Am I audible to you? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what are the problems regarding your assignment. If you have any problem regarding your assignment, tell me. Where is Suman? Suman, are you there?
Yes, madam. Good morning.
What is the problem regarding TCSIM that you have mentioned today? That the
Madam,
date,
it's not showing that 27th. The date is already over, it's saying.
I am in the TCSIM portal right now, showing that it is 27. Check, I have just changed it to 28. Check your TCSIM and then confirm. First of all, check it for CA2. Check it for CA2. Nilesh, can you hear me? Nilesh,
Yes, ma'am.
did your assignment CA2? You, Nikita, and the Yasmin started yet. That
Ma'am, today, ma'am.
why date? That date was reason that for that purpose I have extended is predefined. The second assignment in 20 or on 25th. Same name repeated here. Sajjan Kumar. You have also not submitted the assignment. Yes, sir.
আর আমি খুলে আছি, কেউ নেই। সুমন বলছে না, আপনার নয়, ঠিকই বলছে সুমন।
Also,
Yes, madam.
in this class right now on.
Yes, madam.
I will not give time. Who will submit? Will only accept look for that have to disturb someone and the same name Year one time for that these students they are not submit the you or
ম্যাডাম আপনার ভয়েসটা কেটে কেটে আসছে, কিছু শোনা যাচ্ছে না।
now it is clear.
Yes madam, now it's clear.
Okay, I want to mention that point that for the next assignment I will not extend the assignment date as well as the lab assignment date because it is clear that the same name repeated every time that they are not they have not submitted the assignment. Why we have to call them again repeatedly? Again and again we are calling them that please submit your assignment. This is the responsibility for student, not the responsibility for the seer as well as the subject teacher. So those who are present in this class as well as who are not present in this class, I want to mention one clear statement that please submit your assignment before due date, before due time, because all the assignment are already assigned to you. That is from CA1 to CA4. All the assignment is already uploaded in TCS, and if you have any problem, then ask me. You can ask me directly that this is the problem, that's why you are not able to submit your assignment before due date. I don't want to extend the assignment date again and again. It is a wrong practice. Clear? So those who will not submit the assignment, I will put them 0 just like the CA1. For CA1, I have requested every student repeatedly, please submit your assignment. This is not the responsibility for the subject teacher or the class representative. I just repeatedly want to mention it. We are here to so that you will not get 0, you will not score 0. That's why we are asking for you to submit the assignment. So if you won't submit your assignment, then you will get 0, you will score 0. Mithilesh,
I have already,
your voice is not clear.
ma'am, I have already submitted.
Those who have already submitted, I am not asking for them. I am asking for them who are present in the class, still not submitted the assignment. I just want to know what is the problem. In the classes, I have repeatedly mentioned you that this is the date you have to submit your assignment. And today I also mentioning you that you have 2 more assignment, that is CA3 and CA4. You have to submit it. And both the assignment are already uploaded in your TCSIN portal. As well as in the lab class, repeatedly have mentioned at that point that you have to write down all the assignment for PCA1 by handwritten. You have to submit the handwritten assignment to us, just like the lab copy. You are familiar with the lab copy concept, at least for 1 year, or at least for the first 6 months. So you have to submit it by handwritten, and all the assignment problem already done in your lab class. So if you have any problem, you can mention us, you can ask us. Okay. Till now, the same name is repeated, just like for phase 1 and phase 2. That's it is a wrong practice to all of you that you have to submit in the last time. All time you are in a hurry. Make your study in a systematic way, na? All of the things that I have uploaded at the beginning of this semester, so that you can't say that the assignment is not available, how I will submit it. Regarding your class concept, regarding your lab classes, you can go through the assignment. that whether you are capable to submit it or not. Okay. And this is for the second assignment, that is that is CA2. I have already extended the date. Okay, that is for 27, and right now I have extended the date for 28 morning. If you are facing any problem in TCS iron, then ask me, then I will suggest you what you have to do. But this is for only CA2. I will not repeat, I just mentioned this point again. I will not repeat this practice for CA4 and CA3 and CA4 as well as for PCA2. For the last CA assignment, I have to mention, I have compelled to mention two students, two or three, actually I have not remember the exact number. I have marked them 0. That means they are not attended the particular assignment. I have to attempt them as a absentee. Okay, I don't want to repeat that part again, because if I have don't have any particular copy or any
Madam,
particular document, yeah, tell me.
sorry for interruption. Madam, PCA 1 এখনো তো till now it's not showing that date is extended. It's still showing the 25th October only, and the portal is closed.
I have extended the date yesterday. Okay, and what is for CA2?
Madam, CA2 I can't check because I have submitted.
Anyone who Mithilesh, just check the assignment for CA2. Mithilesh, can you hear me? Till now
Yes,
you have
ma'am.
not submitted.
I was seeing that yesterday I was seeing that a new assignment has been launched in place of the prior assignment. So Suman, you can check that whether you are able to see the new assignment with the new date.
There is no new assignment. I have just
That is
rescheduled.
PCA2. That is PCA2.
Those who have not submitted the CA2, please check the due date. I have just changed it to 28. Then I will do it for the PCA1 also. Let me give 5 minutes. Someone just check it for PCA 1.
Okay.
I have changed the date for 28.
Now it's not showing. Hope it will update after sometimes. It gets.
I have tried it.
Okay, madam. Whenever it will be getting, I'll be telling you. I think it will take time to get update.
But your CA2, I have mentioned this. I have synchronized all the data. Take one more, once more. Nikhilesh, what about CA2? Nikhilesh?
Not showing, ma'am. Extended date not showing.
But from my end, it is showing that it will expire on 28. I have changed the CA2 date for 28 also. So those who have not submitted the assignment for CA2, carefully. Hello? Am I audible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Those
madam.
who, those who have not submitted the CA2 till now, keep ready your assignment, and whenever the problem will be resolved, I will ask to submit this assignment within 1 hour. Okay, within 1 hour. That means only 60 minutes. Then you have to upload it at that time. Clear? I have time for only 28, up to 28. Okay. So everyone is please requested that please keep ready your assignment, that is for CA2 as well as for PCA1. And whenever I will ask you to submit this in TCS and portal, then submit it within 1 hour without any delay. So at that time, if you just tell me that, ma'am, this is the problem, that for that purpose I will not able to submit it, no excuse will be entertained. Everyone is instructed to keep ready your assignment CA2 and PCA1. Whenever I will ask you to submit it at TCS and portal, I don't know why it is showing 25th, because I have already extended the date 28. I will go to the ITS and then try to resolve this problem, and at that time the problem will be resolved. Please upload your assignment. I have time for 28. After that I will submit the marks, because after submission the marks there will be the puja vacation for Kali Puja, Bhai Pura, like that. Okay. So there may be some problem for marks uploading for your second phase. So I will not take that risk. I will submit it before due date. And after the final due date that I have mentioned to you, moreover, if anyone want to submit your assignment, then it will not be entertained. Clear to all of you? Keep your all the assignment ready by today or by tomorrow. And if you have any problem, then you can directly call me. Or you can also call Shumon. Okay. Now leave this topic. So do you have any problem regarding your inheritance class? Any problem regarding your inheritance class, or if you have any problem regarding your assignment, then also you can ask me. For the last week, we have completed the general concept of inheritance, the concept of method overriding, and a little bit information for dynamic method dispatch. Today we will study about dynamic method dispatch in details. Okay. So any doubt up to method overriding? Any doubt? If you have any doubt, then you can tell me. On any doubt? Any doubts? Are present in this class. Gautam, can you hear me? Gautam
Yes, ma'am.
Raj, any
Yes,
doubt?
no, ma'am.
Any doubt up to method overriding?
No, ma'am.
And Manish Kumar, can you hear me? Manish Kumar,
Yes, ma'am.
any doubt up to method overriding? Any doubts up to method overriding?
No, ma'am.
Okay, then we'll go for the dynamic method dispatch. Just a minute, let me share the content first. And one more thing I want a clarification from you that in MCQ test, can you hear me clearly? In the
Yes.
MCQ test, I have just mentioned the beginner like question. Okay, there is only 10 question. Each question carries 2.5 marks, and all the questions I've not given you any coding section. Okay, so that you can score, at least all of you can score 25 out of 25. So why are you getting so much less score? Any reason for that? All the questions are just for beginner like. The basic concept for constructor, basic concept for inheritance, what will be the keyword to implement the inheritance, just like this type of question. So if you attend my class regularly, then there must be no problem for that purpose. for assignment for MCQ test purpose. So what is the main reason? I just want to know that. Look,
ম্যাডাম বলছি ওভাররাইডিংটা একটু বলবেন?
who are you? Your name?
প্রতীক মণ্ডল।
Okay, I will repeat the overriding concept again. But first of all, tell me that why maximum of you?
হ্যাঁ ম্যাডাম, একটা কোশ্চেন ভুল হয়েছে, প্রথমের কোশ্চেনটাই।
Why? I want everyone scored that 25 so that if I consider the second evaluation strategy, that is the best of two, or you are asked for to taking that average of two, then if you score 25 for at least one assignment, one that is MCQ test, then your overall score will be better. Look, for every evaluation I have to go for at least two part. That is for CA2, if I mention the CA2, then one for that is the assignment that I have uploaded in TCSIN, and the second part that is the MCQ test. So if I asked to evaluate you on the basis of average of these two evaluation, then what will be the score? For that purpose, I have just submitting you that this type of questions in your assignment, in your MCQ test. And in your assignment, there is also the beginner like question. So that point, I want to make it clear that for the next time, if you have any doubt, then please tell me. Otherwise, your score will be degraded. I don't want that. For the next two CA, there will also be a MCQ test. And all the MCQ test I have mentioned you repeatedly, that will be for beginner likes, so that you can score better. And those who are already familiar with Java and who have expertise in Java prior to this class, for those students, I will take one extra test so that they can get interest. Because for this question, I think the preliminary level is enough to answer this question. And whenever you are asked to give any MCQ test for Java programming, at least the question should be on the program basis, that is for code section. I have just included some coding section in your previous MCQ test, and I have noticed that most of you scored less. For that purpose, in this MCQ test, I just omit this section so that you can score better. So if you have any doubts regarding the programming section also, then also you can tell me. Okay, fine. So the question was for is the screen is visible to all of you? That is dynamic method dispatch. The screen is visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. For the student who have asked for the method overriding, look, we are now considering the concept of inheritance. And inheritance means, just let me open the course for inheritance first. What is the case for inheritance? In case of inheritance, if you want to reuse the code for one particular class in another class, then you can go for the inheritance concept. Okay, just like in a particular class, you have declared one method that is calculator. And that calculator method you need to require for any other class. So for that class, just like you want to calculate the all donation that have made that have provided for a particular organization. Okay. So if you have already calculated or already not calculated, already implemented a calculator in any class, so you don't need to write down the same code again for your current class. You can inherit the class that have the calculator method and you can access it in your own way. This is the main utility for inheritance, so that you can reuse the code for one particular class, okay, that you have just extended or that you have just inherited. This is the main utility or main motive for using inheritance. And in case of inheritance, sometimes it happens that in a superclass or the parent class, you have a method, that same method name appears in the child class also. Now, your question may be in that case that what is the parent class and what is the child class? This is the picture from which you can get the idea. If this is the scenario, that is a programmer class inherit
ম্যাডাম
the
আপনার পিডিএফটা দেখাচ্ছে না।
okay. Now it is visible.
Yes, madam.
Okay. Now look at this figure. This is a pictorial representation for inheritance. Here two classes are present. One is employee class and another is programmer class. What happened? Programmer class inherit the class or named as an employee. So all the properties, that means all the data members as well as the method, okay, that you can inherit in your child class. Child class, that means the programmer class. Here, if this is the example for inheritance, then employee is your superclass and programmer is your subclass. So what is the concept for how it is related to method overriding? Sometimes there may be a case that the superclass contain a particular method. That method is also presented in the subclass. Presented in which way? That is the name of the method, the return type of the method, as well as the parameter signature of the method in both the classes. That is the superclass and subclass, both are same. Just like if I call one particular method named as a show the employee details, the return type of the method is void, name of the method is show, and the parameter of the method is nothing. That means you don't have any parameter in this method show. And the same show method appear in the programmer class. That means the return type of the method is void, name of the method is show, and there is no parameter within this method. So if this is the case, then we can say that the subclass method override the parent class method. Or this is the concept for method overriding. This is the concept for method overriding. Clear to all of you? This is the concept for method overriding. If in case of inheritance, both the superclass as well as the subclass contain a particular method with the same name, same return type, and same parameter signature, then we can say that there is a process for method overriding. Okay, this is the concept for method overriding. Now we can say that why method overriding is needed. Okay, can anyone tell me that what is the difference between this method overriding with the method overloading? Method overloading and method overriding. The cases for in case of method overloading, we consider the same name method. Okay, but for method overriding, there is no role for the return type. And what is the main difference between this method overloading and overriding? Can anyone tell me? Can anyone tell me what is the difference between these two, method overloading and method overriding?
Ma'am, in method overriding, inheritance is always required, but in method overloading, inheritance may or may not be required.
Yes. Next, vital difference. Method overriding is always related to inheritance. This is a very good point. Very good observation. And the next point, show me the next point.
Madam,
Ma'am,
method overriding is like runtime polymerization polymorphism.
Yes.
Method overriding is a runtime polymorphism.
By method overriding, we can show the runtime polymorphism. And by using the method overloading, what type of polymorphism we can show?
it is compile time polymorphism.
Yes. Can you tell me that why method overriding will be the runtime polymorphism? That means one is static polymorphism and another is dynamic polymorphism. Both the concept overloading and overriding support our prime features, that it's polymorphism in Java. Okay, but method overloading supports static polymorphism. It happens during the compile time. But method overriding support dynamic polymorphism as it happens during the runtime. This particular point is related to our current topic, that is the dynamic method dispatch. That is the dynamic method dispatch that is related to. But can anyone tell me that how you can decide that which particular version of the overridden method will be called during runtime? Because both the method names are same, the return type also same, the parameter signature are also same. During the method overloading, we can check that whether the parameter is different, that means this particular version will be called. Okay, but in case of method overriding, I am repeating this point, all the things will must be same for superclass as well as the subclass. The name of the method, the return type of the method, as well as the parameter signature of the method. In both the classes, the superclass as well as the subclass. Both the classes, both the method must be with the same name, same return type, and same parameter signature. So how it will be decided that which particular version of the overridden method will be called? Any suggestion
मैम
or any?
जिसका ऑब्जेक्ट रहेगा उसी को कॉल होगा.
Yes, but is it possible to uh, call this method using the reference of any class? Potik answered that question that by the type of the object, it will be decided that which version of the overridden method will be called. That means if you create the object of subclass, then subclass method will be called.
Yes, ma'am.
This is the answer from Potik. Any doubts from the remaining one?
Yeah.
From the remaining students? It is the main fact that the type of the object that you have just created or that you have created in your program, that will decide that which version of the overridden method will be called. If you create object of the subclass and call the method that is show, that means the subclass method will be called. If you create object of the superclass and then call the show method, that means the superclass show method will be called. But in Java, it is possible that you have created reference of a particular class, and in this reference, you can assign the object of another class. You can assign the object of another class. That means if you have created a reference for a superclass, let me show you the part. If you just created a reference of this superclass, that means for employee class, and you are creating a object from the subclass, then in Java it is possible that you can assign the object of the subclass to the reference of the superclass. So what will happen if you call this, if you use this reference of the superclass and try to call the method of the subclass show method, is it possible to execute the subclass show method?
No, ma'am.
Why? Why it is not possible? You click here the
Because parent class cannot access the properties of child class.
we are not creating the object of parent class. To answer this question, you must have a clear idea between the object reference and object. Here I am telling you that I am creating the reference of the superclass and I am creating one object of the subclass. After doing that, I have just assigned the object of this superclass to the reference of this, sorry, object of this subclass to the reference of this superclass, and then try to call a method that belongs to this subclass. This is the concept for dynamic method display. It is not the reference. It will be the type of the object that will determine which version of the overridden method will be called during runtime. And for your previous answer, that is no, it is possible. Whenever you are just creating the reference of a particular class, that does it will not assign you the particular location in your memory. Concept it contain null. Whenever you are creating a object of that class, at that time you have to assign the memory in your computing system. Okay. This concept is not related to the part that the superclass object will can call the subclass properties. This point is not related to that. It is not possible that you are creating object of employee class and after using that object you want to access the subclass property. This is not related that. Here what you are doing, you are creating the reference of the superclass and using that reference you are just assigning the object of this subclass to the reference of this superclass. Then it is possible. Okay. It will be clear if I just show you one particular program, but now the time is running out. I have another class. Okay, in the lab session, I will show you that how you can assign a superclass reference to a subclass object. Okay, this is possible in Java, and that is the part that will be revealed in dynamic method dispatch. Okay, this dynamic method dispatch, this concept is very much important, and you need to understand it clearly. Okay, so in the lab session, we'll check how dynamic method dispatch will happen, how it can be executed. So if you have any query, then just clarify that at that time. Okay. And one particular thing I just want to mention, that is, I think it is Potik. Who sent me the thread plus? Yes, this is from Potik. You have submitted one query in my WhatsApp that is related to thread class. Potik, can you hear me?
Ma'am.
Yes. So if you have a clear understanding of thread class, then only you can be able to understand the answer of this. In the next session, that is after package and exception handling, we will go for the thread class as well as the applet class. Okay, I think at that time your query will be resolved. And one point that I just want to mention you, whether you are creating a thread in Java or not, automatically whenever you are calling you are creating a particular class in Java, a thread is already running behind the interface. Okay. So whenever you are just creating the class and within that there is public static void main, that means knowingly or unknowingly you are creating one thread to execute the program. And then how many times you want to create a new thread that can be easily accessible. And this portion will be discussed in the class later when we will go for the thread concept as well as the applet concept. I think at that time you can you will able to understand the particular answer of this query. That's why I am not providing you any answer in WhatsApp group. Okay. And sometimes actually it is not possible to write down the answer in the chat box. We need to communicate. Okay. So your query can be resolved during the discussion of the thread and applet. Not applet, whenever we are discussing the thread, that at that time I think your problem can be resolved. But for this time being, you can go for this concept that whenever you are creating any Java class, that means you are creating one thread actually. And after that, if you want to extend the thread class that is already defined in Java, then you can create any other thread by your own also. I think using this concept, you will be able to answer that query. Okay. Pratik, is it okay
Okay,
for
ma'am. Okay.
this timeline?